In this live martial arts class, you'll discover how to spin the bow with your fingers. In this case, the bow is the long martial arts staff. You can call it a jongbong, you can call it anything you want. Bow staff means staff, so let's get that out of the way right away. But this is the bow. This is the 6-foot bow. I'm using rattan. You can use rattan, hardwood, you can use a pipe, you can use a broom with the end cut off. But grab a staff and start to warm up your wrists. Before you get to spinning with your fingers, you've got to get the blood flowing in there. You have to lubricate the joints, keep everything safe from injury. Just going side to side with one hand for about 30 seconds. Put it in the other hand, and you're going side to side. And again, you don't have to do one side or the other. Congratulations being first one here. Thank you. And I appreciate your thumbs up and all your comments. Hello, it's good to see you too. Just going side to side. We're warming up first before we get into the finger rolls. And I've discovered recently that the butterfly spin is also a spin that seems to give people a lot of trouble. So we're going to go over the butterfly spin a little bit, not in this video, but in the very next one. This is all about finger rolls and adding finger rolls into your bow flow or your freestyle flow. So we're just going back. Yeah, it is for everybody. I noticed I've been teaching a lot more in-person classes, thankfully, finally, after a long dry spell because of the COVID. I've got a few students, just a few. Duolingo. I know it's Olingo, whatever it is. I know it's not the ultimate solution for your Spanish test, but it'll help. Work on your vocabulary. Don't fail your Spanish test. Spanish is very important. You learn how to speak Spanish, you've got a lot of skill. All right, going side to side, especially with the future, right? Claro que sí, right? Is that how you say it? Que lo que sí? Now I'm confused. Claro, would you say claro? Next time, study. Pay attention, right? Focus. Get your Spanish done first, then. And if you want to learn Spanish faster, record yourself going over your Spanish vocabulary. And then, vocabularia, right? And then get your staff and spin it. Put your headphones in or your earbuds, and then spin your staff. We're going side to side just to warm up. And you'll actually learn it faster if you can move your body while you're studying your Spanish. You're not going to fail that next vocabulary test. So it's double duty. The movement wires it hard into your brain. All those words you practice that way, you'll never forget them. Now, take it in your right hand or your left hand. Doesn't matter. I'm going to use my left hand first because I'm left-handed. I'm going to hold it like I would when I'm spinning it. But I'm going to open the first two fingers. I'm going to pinch it there. And I'm going to pop these 3 fingers behind. This is the way you start the finger roll. You grip it with your thumb and your first finger, and then the other 3 come behind so that as you're turning, your hand's going to start to rotate down, palm toward the ground. And I grabbed the super light one so I could do this slower. The heavier one, it's a little harder for me to show you slowly enough. Thank you. Gracias. I appreciate that. You guys are amazing too. We're all amazing in our own way. Always remember that. Don't be too impressed by what I'm doing. Once you figure it out, you'll be like, oh, that was easy. Maybe he wasn't that amazing. But then share it with other people. They'll think you're amazing too. Every time you try to teach what you learn, it burns in your brain faster. Here's another tip. You want to get better for your next Spanish test? Learn your vocabulary and then go find some little kid or someone else or your brother or sister, your mom or dad, or anybody. Maybe someone, you play Fortnite and you're playing it, you got the headphones in, you start saying, hey, did you know that school is called escuela and lápiz is a pencil? And I don't know what hopefully your Spanish words, unless you're a little kid, a little harder than that, but something like that. Donde de baño, or something like that. Where's the bathroom? And you teach somebody else, and then you're going to learn it faster. All right, we're in the other hand. You're going to turn your hand down. These 3 fingers come behind here. That also means if you learn this finger roll with your bow staff, and you want to get really good at it, Good. Yeah, go for a run. I had a vision yesterday. I'll tell you in a minute. Once you get this first, though, about how to learn faster. I've been substitute teaching in the kids' school, and I've been in all these different classes, from the little kids all the way up to the middle schoolers, and I've had some new insights, some new understandings that I hadn't thought of before. It's been a while since I've been teaching in the schools. I'm learning. You young people are different now than you were 10 years ago, which is a good thing. You're a bit different in a better way. Good. That'll loosen it up there, right? It'll loosen your hard head, and then you can get some new knowledge. My instructor used to say my head was so hard, he said it was like a rock. And then he'd say, you know what you need to do when you find somebody with a hard head like a rock? I always fell for it every time. I said, what's that? What's that, sir? And he'd smash his hand on the table. He'd say, you break it. You hit it really hard. It was a warning. He was saying, loosen up your brain. All right, so you're going through your fingers one at a time. And that's all that is. You start here, you turn it down, crank it through, and bring it back up. Now, there are two ways that I want you to learn how to finger roll. This is the first way, and here's the second. That's a 3-finger roll. You're letting it balance on the back of your hand the same way you do your wrist rolls. These are wrist rolls, and it comes over the back of your hand. Call that a wrist roll. The 3-finger roll is just these 3 fingers come together. Your thumb pops up, catches it, and it turns it down and goes again. Now, the nice thing about this is that you can put this into one of your freestyle moves. You throw in a 3-finger roll, and then you go back into your spin. Change hands, come over here, bring it back. There's a 3-finger roll, and it just changes the timing of your freestyle. So you use it to break up the monotony. This is the continuous one. This one you want to be able to do. And you reminded me it was called extensors and flexors, right? That's what we're working. The extensors and the flexors and the fingers to keep your wrists, your elbows healthy. Keep the tennis elbow away, tendonitis, just when you get inflammation in that tendon because we're doing the same thing over and over. And we do that by adding in finger rolls, exercising the extensors and the flexors of the hand, going out and in. Extensor, flexor, that's my assumption, right? And if I get it wrong and you add to what I know, it's not that I didn't know. Well, it is that I didn't know. It's not that I made a mistake. It's that we're a community. You add to the conversation. I want this to always be a community. I don't know everything. It's good to see you too. Thank you. I've been really busy lately. A lot of extra little jobs to try to pick up some dollars to keep the lights on. Grab it there. Comes around here. So we're doing 3-finger rolls. We already did our continuous finger roll. When you get down to the pinky and the ring finger, it balances over the back of the first 3 fingers, and then your thumb pops up, catches it, and continues it into, thank you. You guys make me a better instructor with all your feedback. And I don't always get to see the comments as they come in, so in the chat. I also ask you to put some of your comments in the comment section below. And then I can come back and, when I have time, read and respond to all the comments. So it's just here, I'm just balancing. I grab it here. And again, the purpose of this 3-finger roll is to add it into a spinning routine, whether it's freestyle, you're going behind your back, you're going to one side, you're turning the other side, there it is. And then you can just add it. That's just one extra move. There's a wrist roll, and I go right into a finger roll, and then I have a lot more options. You'll have a lot more options when you learn to do the finger roll. So again, let's review. We have all the fingers involved, and this is going to strengthen your hands like you wouldn't believe. It's going to get rid of all that inflammation in the elbow if you have some tendonitis from doing staff, because you're exercising the hand in a different way. You're usually doing this. We're usually holding the staff closed, and we're grabbing and squeezing, but we don't often open. So this is going to give you that opening, extending everything out, which is going to give you balance. It's like if you just did pull-ups and you never did push-ups. You'd have really strong biceps and a strong back, but you'd be pulled back like this, and your hands would be curled up. If you only did push-ups and tricep push-ups, you'd have really strong triceps, but you'd be like this, and your shoulders would be rolled forward because your muscles are too tight. You always have to balance out every exercise. Pulling with pushing, right? If you do this pushing forward motion, you also have to do the pulling back motion. So it's the same thing with your hands. It's even more important here because you feel it very acutely right in that. That's sweat, by the way. It's been so hot here lately and the air conditioning is broken. I sweat and my whole uniform, my black top turns white until I start sweating again and it goes black again. I know, a little gross, right? Too much information. That's what happens. It's a natural process. I used to be able to wear the same top for about a week. Now I wear it a day and a half and I have to wash it. Get all the salt out. There's the 3-finger roll and there's the continuous roll. So learn both. Learn how to go continuously and then learn how to put them together and go over your thumb. And you can do this 3-finger roll continuously, but usually what you'll do is you'll use that in association with or in combination with other spins. There it is. Just going around your body, there's the figure 8. And you can also do the reverse figure 8, but then that 3-finger roll will come over on the opposite side. So if I did a reverse spin, when I bring it over here, I pop it out, 3 fingers come behind, 3 fingers come behind, and then I spin it through. When it comes back up, I bring it back over to this side. I can add a wrist roll, go back into, smack myself there, go back into your 3-finger roll. Play around with that, see what you can do with it. Work on your wrist rolls. They just go over the back of your hand one way and the other way. And then put those together, marry them in a routine. And then isolate, just do like 3 moves. 3 moves could be this. This could be 1 move, that figure 8, side to side. And then 1 move could be wrist rolls, that's 2 moves. So now I'm doing a figure 8 with wrist rolls on each side. And then the 3rd move is that finger roll, wrist roll. Finger, so I have the figure 8 going, do your figure 8, do your wrist rolls, and then work up to adding finger rolls. And if you drop it, simply pick it up and you'll always make progress. Practice continuous and then I hit my head so many times. And let me show you, especially like if you're going with a heavier staff. This is a super lightweight watch. See how much that flexes? This is rattan, this is light. This one very rarely gets out of my control because it's so light. But let me show you this other one. Sorry, I got distracted. There was a really sweet looking Lamborghini. There's a guy around the corner who's got a bunch of them. He just went flying by, a green one. This is the red oak, right? So this one weighs probably 3 times what the other one does. I'll show you that the last one. That was kind of special there. So now it puts more torque on your wrist. Now, when you go heavier, you have more torque, and that's when you're likely to smack the back of your head over there. I don't know if you can hear it. I teach this class in a little bit, and the kids come in, they're tweens, teenagers, and I'll hear that. I don't know if you can hear that. And I know somebody just whacked themselves in the head. And I look back and they're wincing a little bit. So we're all doing it. We're all whacking our head with the back of the staff or the side or whatever. So yeah, that's just how you pay your dues. You earn your lumps. Add your finger rolls in, you've got it. Let me show you this last staff. I have to mop the floor. We gotta disinfect every day, before and after everything, for the COVID. Now this isn't, it's not that bright anymore. You can see that one? It's a little red. There it is. It's because it's light in here. This is high impact plastic, right? So this is now heavy. This is like a lightsaber staff. Not to be confused with the double-bladed lightsaber, but it's a demonstration staff. I would do this if I know like a movie premiere and I want to get outside, and movie premieres at night, and I have some room to do some things. It's a martial arts film. Maybe it's Avatar and it's got a bunch of staff spinning in it, or maybe it's going to be a new Star Wars and they're going to have Jet Li or one of those guys, Donnie Yen. He's gonna beat everybody up with his staff. I bring this one out because it's really cool at night. But this is my point. It's also very, very, very flexible. So now, and then it's got batteries in the end, batteries to make it light up. It gets really bright. Batteries here, they probably need changed. But it gets really light, and now I'm spinning, I'm going super fast, whipping it behind the back, I'm going down, I'm doing one of these, up over the head, and then I might toss it up in the air, which you can't do here because it's low ceiling, and I spin it through my fingers, which is what this video is about. But because it's so flexible and heavy, I start really, the faster I go, I get more torque, and it, I don't know if you see that one, it's like one of those crazy shake weights. It flexes, bam, 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 and you start hitting yourself in the head. So it's just part of the game, right? Part of the process, part of the fun of learning how to do a martial art. None of it's killed me yet. None of it even causes me to bleed. I might be washing my hair tomorrow and feel a couple of bruises, but they go away in a day. So get your staff, start spinning, enjoy the process. Try to challenge yourself, get out of your comfort zone, go behind the back, spin around, start to increase your speed, get a heavier staff, and have fun with it. It's really a fun weapon once you learn it. It's also super practical, right? The nicest thing about this, distance. Keep the guy back, defend yourself with it. Put in the comment section anything else that you want to work on. I want to see what you want to work on. I want to see what you're working on that I can help you with. And if I can't help you with it, I'll find somebody to help you with it. Thank you so much for watching, and your comments